Okay, so what we've got here is a cable single leg step up. Now, this particular movement is very, very challenging, and it's going to be predominantly focusing and biasing the glutes to the working side. So as we can see here, first things that we need to kind of consider is the height of the step. Now, this will be very much dependent on the person's ability, but also the person's available active hit range, which again is something that we would assess prior to coming into this exercise. Now, how we've set this up for Jake is one, partly on that, but also partly on kind of his ability to produce force from that position. So, couple other considerations that we now need to take. With regards to the cable, we've got it on a low pulley. And then what we're thinking about in this starting position is we're thinking about almost sending the hips back a little bit, pushing this front knee further forward. And in doing that, what we're able to do, create a little bit more hip bend, a little bit more lengthening to the glute, which of course is going to help us to bias that a little bit more so. Now, from this position, what Jake's going to be thinking about, he's going to be thinking that this back leg is just acting as a support, and he's going to be thinking about driving through his front heel and almost moving in this diagonal plane. So see if you can give that a go for us, mate. So, once he's now in this position, he's going to think about driving his hips back, pushing his knee forward, and simply just touching the ground very, very lightly with this back leg in order to bring back through. The focus being on that right glute. Good. Now all I want you to do, Jake, is just send that leg even further back, mate, just so it's in line with that torso. So we're really challenging that front leg. We're challenging those glutes. And when we're in this bottom position, I want him to think about clamping his glutes together and then driving through the heel of that front foot. Controlling it down, maintaining the neutral spine throughout. I'm only going to get him to do one more because this is pretty difficult to do. Controlling down and through. Good. Okay, relax a second there, mate. So it's a tough movement. It's a very challenging exercise. Again, we're thinking about contracting the glutes at the bottom. We're thinking about driving through that heel, but also eventually we'd be getting and we start thinking about turning this hip in a little bit more so in order to create a little bit more internal rotation, also as well as a greater stretch to the glute on the working side.